There are moments in relationships when everything seems perfect, until something shifts, seemingly without warning. Texts that used to arrive constantly now appear hours, even days later. Spontaneous calls become infrequent, and suddenly, silence descends. In that instant, a woman can feel the ground give way beneath her. Her heart races. Her thoughts become a torrent of unanswered questions. It's impossible to ignore that knot in your throat as your mind bombards you with inquiries, sharp as arrows. What did I do wrong? Has he lost interest? Or even more terrifying, has someone else appeared? The initial thought for many women in such circumstances is that he's simply losing interest. But in truth, that withdrawal might actually signify the exact opposite. The paradox is this: the deeper the connection a man feels, the more likely he is at some point to need space. Think of it as a dance. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Each step back doesn't have to be a rejection. Instead, it is getting ready for an even closer embrace. Every movement holds meaning, every pause a purpose. The renowned Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung argued that everything that irritates us in others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. This applies perfectly here. When a man pulls away, it's not necessarily because he's lost interest. He's struggling with an internal conflict. He's not running from you. He's running from something his mind hasn't yet learned to process. Men and women navigate emotions differently. Women need to talk, analyze, and share. Men often require solitude to find clarity. The more intense the feeling, the more space he needs to make sense of it all. It's like a deep dive. The deeper you go, the more oxygen you require to surface again. In this process, each man journeys into his own depths, confronting fears and doubts that may have been dormant in the shadows of his mind. When a man is truly in love, his brain enters a state of inner chaos. It's too profound, too real, and that can be frightening. It's precisely at this juncture that many men ask themselves questions they'd never voice aloud. Am I ready for this? Can I handle this level of vulnerability? Am I good enough for her? Can I manage this emotional intensity without losing myself? Instead of seeking answers externally, they search within, and they do so in silence. For a woman, this can feel like abandonment, but for a man, it's an emotional survival mechanism. It's like a system reboot. Sometimes you need to disconnect to reconnect stronger. At that point, a genuine battle unfolds within his mind, between his heart and his reason, between the desire to be closer and the fear of losing his identity within the relationship. It is something astonishing, this phenomenon in the male psyche. The stronger the feeling, the greater the need for solitude. It's as if the heart is screaming, yes, while the brain yells, wait. The internal conflict becomes almost palpable. A man may feel trapped between the yearning for closeness and the apprehension of losing himself within that closeness. It's a natural process, a kind of emotional recalibration where old patterns of thinking and behaving no longer work, and new ones haven't yet solidified. During such moments, a man might feel particularly vulnerable because all his familiar defense mechanisms prove powerless against the depth of feelings he's experiencing. You can compare this state to the transformation of a butterfly within its cocoon. Outwardly, nothing seems to be happening, but inside, an intense process of metamorphosis is underway. Even while maintaining distance, a man with genuine feelings will still reveal them, often unconsciously. He will seek ways to stay connected, a rare text, a like on social media, a comment on a story. These invisible threads keep you linked. When he does reach out, it's sincere. His messages are thoughtful. He asks about your day, your feelings. His demeanor remains warm in person. Body language, gaze, tone of voice, all speak to a continuing connection. Think of it like a lighthouse in the fog. Even if it's not constantly visible, its light periodically pierces the veil, reminding you of its presence. These small gestures are his way of saying, I'm still here. I'm just trying to figure things out. And within these seemingly insignificant gestures lies profound emotional work he's undertaking within himself. Your reaction to his withdrawal can either draw him closer or push him away permanently. Many women fall into the trap of trying to win him back at any cost, sending more texts, trying to figure out what's happening, pushing for conversation. But they don't realize that when a man is already battling an internal whirlwind, the feeling of pressure only intensifies his need to escape. You have to do something entirely contrary to your instinct. Stop trying to reel him back in. It's like holding sand in your palm. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips through your fingers. In this moment, remember that his withdrawal isn't always a sign of a lack of love. Sometimes it's a sign of how deeply he's experiencing your relationship. When a woman understands this, she can give a man what he truly needs: space to grow, and the opportunity to return stronger and more confident in his feelings. Give him space without questions, without demands, without explanations. Allow him to sort out his own feelings. Direct your energy toward yourself. Instead of fixating on his absence, use this time for self-discovery. Remain open, but not overly available. When he returns, don't immediately throw yourself into his arms, but don't punish him with coldness either. Remember that what you desperately chase runs away, and what you calmly accept finds its way to you in the most unexpected ways. That's the paradox of relationships. Sometimes you need to let go in order to hold on. This time can be used to strengthen your own boundaries, to understand your true desires and needs. When you focus on yourself, something amazing happens. You become even more attractive in his eyes because he sees a woman who is confident and doesn't depend on his presence for her own happiness. As Carl Jung said, what you resist persists. What you accept transforms. Don't deny the reality of his withdrawal. Accept it and use it as an opportunity for your own growth. Because true love is not about controlling another person, but about giving them the freedom to be themselves, even if that freedom temporarily leads them away from you. And remember, if a man truly loves you, he will always find his way back, because real love doesn't disappear. It only grows in silence. It's like a plant. Sometimes it needs shade for its roots to grow stronger, but ultimately, it always reaches for the light. During this growth process, an incredible transformation occurs. The relationship becomes deeper, stronger, more resilient. Each partner begins to understand not only the other, but also themselves better. In the end, love isn't just about closeness, but about the ability to give each other space to grow. This is the dance between intimacy and independence, between passion and freedom. And when you learn to dance this dance with grace and understanding, you'll discover that withdrawal can be not an end, but the beginning of a deeper and more conscious connection. Because true love, as Jung said, isn't the merging of two people into one, but the creation of a space where each can grow and develop, remaining themselves. In this space, each partner can be fully authentic, without fearing the loss of connection with the other. It is in such an atmosphere of freedom and acceptance that the strongest and deepest love is born, one that can withstand any test and only be strengthened by them. When you fully embrace this process, a true miracle happens. Relationships begin to evolve naturally, without coercion or manipulation. You begin to see the beauty in this dance of approach and retreat, understanding that each step back is a preparation for 2 steps forward. And in this understanding, the true wisdom of relationships is born, the ability to love without losing yourself, and to allow another to love without losing themselves. This is what mature love, as Jung talked about, is all about. Love that doesn't absorb, but liberates, doesn't limit, but expands the horizons of possibilities for both partners, and that you can find on our channel.